Hello. I felt compelled to do a reading, but I also a double chin though. I also wanted to show my altar is complete. So let's do a little reading. Why not? It's been a minute. Are we stationary? Okay. We're gonna use the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. I got this yesterday. And I don't necessarily have anything explicit that I want to ask. So let's just see what the reading for the collective needs to be. What does the collective need to know? Divine Universal Spirit, I ask for you to allow me to connect with you, to give me insight. That's way too many cards. Insight about what the collective may need. Okay, so let's go. Okay. And what do they need to unlock these two? Alright, so when I do readings, I do back of the deck energy. So, Six of Swords in reverse. Typically, Six of Swords talks about moving away from something. I feel like you might feel very stagnant right now, and that's okay. Stagnancy is not always a bad thing, but I do think that it behooves you to try and at least find a sense of direction, and also know that you don't have to stay stuck. You have the freedom to choose whatever direction you want to go. You see how they're happily on the boat upright. They're just leaving what's not serving them. Stagnation's not bad. And sometimes, just as she's in a boat, we have choppy waters that make us stationary and stay put. So if that's where you're at, that's okay. The other cards I got, okay, so Nine of Wands and Knight of Cups and Nine of Wands in the reversal. So typically with the Knight of Cups, it talks about your knight in shining armor, and the Nine of Wands actually talks about like going through your final last stretch. So I feel like right now you're dealing with things that you love that are just not giving you the joy that you need, which might also be why you are feeling very stagnant. You don't have a fight to put up with anymore. You've lost your love of a person, of a circumstance, and with that being said, it's good to not have to feel like we're fighting anymore, right? But burnout is also very, very real, and it's something where, depending on how it manifests in us, it can choose to allow us to completely check out of a situation or give up the fight for a situation. And right now I feel like you're giving up the fight, and that's sometimes the best thing for you because you know what doesn't serve you anymore. I feel like you could be at a place right now too where you are choosing not to necessarily change what it is that's kind of making you feel like you're in a place of stuckness, a place of burden, burnout. But that's not going to be that way forever, because the last two cards we got were the Hierophant and the Emperor. So the Hierophant is one of my favorite cards. It's about learning and teaching. So I think that, and the Emperor card obviously is pretty self-explanatory. The Emperor is someone who is very steadfast in the control of their life. They're a leader. They are also very mentally acute. They know what the fuck is up. And right now, if this is you and you're in a place where there's no motion, you've burnt out, you've given up the will to fight, that's okay. Sit down with yourself, with your guides, take time to learn. The Cheshire Cat always teaches, this deck's so cute. The Cheshire Cat, also, he's fucking scarily huge. Why is he so big? They always teach, he was always a teacher to Alice, right? Giving her guidance, giving her suggestions, being a source of support and advice for her. I think that right now, especially if you're going through a transition with career or with relationships specifically, and you're like, I just can't do this anymore, talk to people who have more experience with you than you in those circumstances. Only because their perspectives can be useful. If you have a different direction or path that you want because you no longer have passion and love and you're just tired, you don't want to fight anymore. If you're in that position, ask other people what it is that you would suggest, or get their suggestions, get their opinions about things. That doesn't mean you have to follow them, right? But it gets you into a motion of the ocean. It stops you from feeling stuck. What is a positive message we can leave for the collective? I dropped one. Oh, lovely. The star. The star is pretty straightforward. That talks about hope. So basically, and I'll pull out this one. Oh, wow. The star and the magician. Also, Mr. Caterpillar dude is my favorite guy from Alice in Wonderland. I have a hookah because of him. But these are the 2 positive cards I asked for, so that's wonderful. With the star and the magician, create your own life. Get advice, get opinions. Know that you are in control. You have the ability to move. You don't have to be stuck in this place of stagnation, of burnout, of sadness, of being just tired. Forget losing the will, quite frankly. Obviously that can apply to a lot of things, and we're not going to take it to the negative places, but losing the will and knowing that it's okay gives you a sense of knowing that you're in control and that there's always hope for it. Again, I do think that it will behoove you to maybe take some time to learn about the things that light you up. You know, Hierophant can also be about learning. Maybe that means you read some books, some self-help books, some fun books, some art books, some nonfiction. Maybe that means that you go out with your friends who are in relationships and pick their brains, if that's what you're looking for. Maybe that just means you talk to your family and just get their perspective, or your friends, on what you want to do with your career. But you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay stuck. You have the freedom and the ability and the magically guided support, magical support on your team to know that you are always going to find the light that you need. You will be the light that you need. You are the light that you need. And sometimes we need to be in a sense of darkness to be able to appreciate that light. And be able to see it too. We can't see stars in a big city as much as you can inside of a vacant field. And sometimes we just get so distracted, clouded down, bogged down, interrupted, disrupted by what's happening around us. It dulls our light. And it leads us to having blackout periods. It leaves us to sitting in darkness and not necessarily knowing where to go. And so just know that you are in control. You are the leader of your life. You have people who are able to teach and support you if you ask. No one can read your mind. Well, some people can read your mind, but I can't, and most people can't. So take time to ask for suggestions, ask for advice, because it's going to turn out beautifully. You don't have to stay stuck anymore. Make some choices to pick what direction you want to go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for letting me share this.